Proverbs 17, verse 22. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. James 5, verse 6. Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. Revelations 21, verse 4. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. 3 John chapter 1, verse 2. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. Exodus 23, verse 25. Worship the Elohim your Almighty, and his blessing will be on your food and water. I will take away sickness from among you. Psalm 146, verse 8. The Elohim gives sight to the blind. The Elohim lifts up those who are bowed down. The Elohim loves the righteous. James 5, verses 14 to 15. Is anyone among you sick? Let them call the elders of the church to pray over them and anoint them with oil in the name of the Elohim. And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well. The Elohim will raise them up. If they have sinned, they will be forgiven. Psalm 6, verse 2. O Yahuwah, heal me, for my bones are shaking with terror. Matthew 8, verses 1 to 3. And there was a leper who came to him and knelt before him, saying, Yahuwah, if you choose, you can make me clean. He stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, I do choose, be made clean. Immediately, his leprosy was cleansed. 2 Kings chapter 20, verse 5. Thus says the Almighty, the Elohim of your ancestor David, I have heard your prayer, I have seen your tears. Indeed, I will heal you. On the third day, you shall go up to the house of the Elohim. Matthew 9, verses 20 to 22. Then suddenly a woman came up behind him and touched the fringe of his cloak, for she said to herself, if I only touch his cloak, I will be made well. Yahusha turned, and seeing her, he said, Take heart, daughter, your faith has made you well. Isaiah 53, verses 4 to 6. But he has wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the punishment that made us whole, and by his bruises we are healed. Matthew 8, verses 14 to 15. When Yahusha entered Peter's house, he saw his mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to serve him. Jeremiah 17, verse 14. Heal me, O Yahusha, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are my praise. Matthew 9, verses 28 to 30. Then he touched their eyes of the blind men and said, According to your faith, let it be done to you. And their eyes were opened. Matthew 9, verses 6 to 7. But so that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins. He then said to the paralytic, Stand up, take your bed, and go to your home. And he stood up and went to his home. Luke 6, verse 19. And all in the crowd were trying to touch him, for power came out from him and healed all of them. Acts 3, verse 6. Peter to a lame beggar said, I have no silver or gold, but what I have I give you. In the name of Yahushua of Nazareth, stand up and walk.